Today we're going to talk about tech because it's something that I want to educate everyone about your clutch in your vehicle. So if you're a stick guy, you need to pay attention to this because a lot of companies sell a really good clutch, but the driver behind the wheel, not so good how they drive the car. So let's start off with different brands. So we carry different brands of clutches. My number one, as everybody knows, it's always been a Centerforce. There's a McLeod right here. It's a great clutch, but what the driver did to the car, not so good. So I'm going to go over some of the things what to do. So when we put a brand new clutch in a vehicle, I preach to everyone. So if you were to drive, say, on the 401 for 1,000,000 miles and you have a 6-speed and 6-gear, you would not break in that clutch at all. So what breaks in the clutch is the pressure plate. Basically, when you put the clutch in and out, and what it does, it takes the fur off the clutch, so it blends in basically the disc to the pressure plate, from the disc to the flywheel. So all that has to be broken in. So when you do put power to it, the fur will actually make the clutch slip. So if you don't break in the clutch, then what happens is when you get on the throttle, especially with power adders, it's the worst, like supercharging. So what happens is it'll start spinning, and it won't stop spinning. It'll be done. Another thing that people do, that especially supercharged like Whipple, Roush, and some of these companies that have like that bottom end torque instantly. So what happens is a lot of guys are not off the clutch completely. They're already on the throttle. Well, once the clutch starts spinning, and literally you'll smoke the clutch on one run. Like basically, first gear, guys will kind of ride in the clutch a little bit. They get on the throttle, the clutch starts spinning, and it'll keep going. You'll think you're doing a burnout. It's not the tires doing a burnout. It's the clutch. So it's very important to break in a clutch. So a good friend of mine, Donnie Walsh, I tell people 700 kilometers stop and go. Donnie one time told me, he goes, you know, we like to see 1,000 times in and out. So when you break in a clutch, no downshifting, no power shifting, basically, using the clutch to leave the line. So you got to be gentle with it. When we put a car together here, we only put a car on the dyno for drivability, never underload because of the new clutch. So we tell people, okay, we're going to get the car ready for drivability. You break it in, you do your 2,000 kilometers. Usually that's what works out to break in a clutch for here and there, stop and go. Traffic's the best place to break in your clutch, or driving from light to light. It takes time. Have I smoked a clutch before? Absolutely, I've done it. I put brand new clutches in some of my cars, went to the track, and sure enough, smoke came out because I didn't have it on the street. I didn't have the time to break it in, but it cost me out of my pocketbook. So I tell everybody wants to do the downshifting to slow down. Say most cars down, the new Mustangs, 4,000 pounds. It's so much cheaper wearing out your brake pads. So you have brakes all the way around. Use your brakes, throw it in neutral. Now, in emergency, 100%. You want to basically downshift the car to slow it down if you have no brakes. So you're going to be better off replacing brake pads than replacing clutches. There's a $2,000 clutch right there, So some of these clutches here, so there's different clutches for different application. There's race clutches that if you try to drive it on the street, it literally shakes the whole car. It chatters. It does some crazy stuff. Then there's, street clutches like this one. I'm not a big fan of the dual clutch. I like the single clutch because this one here, this clutch is not that old. And literally the guy was trying to do burnouts, and basically he didn't have the clutch completely out and he burnt the clutch. So I tell people, if you're going to do a burnout, okay, you better off dumping the clutch at 5,000 RPMs and snapping the tires and letting the tires spin instead of letting out of the clutch slowly and start smoking. So this clutch, maybe 5,000 kilometers, that was expensive. So this side's completely worn out. This one, not too bad, but both sides of the dual discs are completely almost to the rivets. So unfortunately, he had to put a whole complete new clutch. And as soon as you have a heat spot in the clutch, there is no warranty. Like example, these are all heat spots. So if you were to go back to try and get warranty on the clutch, and most 99.9% of the companies do not insure a clutch because bad driving, people don't break them in, they go to the track right away, they try to do brake stands, they try to do burnouts at the track, and a lot of times you see the guys trying to do a burnout, the tires aren't spinning because the clutch is, and it'll just, smoke will come out of the bell housing. So these are some tech tips about your clutch. So if you have a new clutch, please break it in. No downshifting, no power shifting. The longer you break in that clutch, an average clutch that I have in my own cars is about 100,000 kilometers. Some people go 150, means they're doing an amazing job driving the vehicle. So it depends how you want to do it. If you have lots of money, we've had customers go through 3 clutches in a year. I said, until you change your driving habit, you're going to keep spending money on clutches. Shops love that. For me, I tell people I hate repairs. I like upgrades. So for me, is I try to educate every customer that comes in before they leave with the car. When I put a new clutch in it, I tell them. I shouldn't care, because if you smoke that clutch, you'll be back for another one. For me, I'm a car guy. I know what it's like to spend money on the car. So we're always trying to save our customers money, give good advice on everything from bouncing your car off the rev limiter to taking good care of it. Maintenance. Maintenance is everything. I beat the crap out of my cars by changing my oil. If I'm hard on it, 5,000. If I'm not, I go 8,000. So this is some of the things that I want to explain to you guys. Normally I do stories on cars, but I want to give you guys a tech on different clutches. There's great clutches out there. We pick and choose what we want to sell, what we've had good luck with. Some are really good, some are really aggressive for the street. I wouldn't sell you that, because you'll end up hating your car. So thanks for listening. Here's a bunch of clutches from Spec to McLeod to Ford Racing, King Cobra clutch, Center Force. These are all great companies, but if you're a bad driver, it makes all these clutches look bad. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and stay tuned for some more stories. And thank you for following us on Facebook. Thank you.